My name is Nathaniel Moncrief. I'm just going to be talking about Big Star's third album, also known as Sister Lovers. Basically, Big Star were a band in the early 70s they best known for pioneering a genre known as power pop. They released 3 albums, but didn't really make much of a mark in their time. They sort of built up a following and had quite a big influence over the decades to come. They're probably best known for writing the song In the Street off their first album, which was the theme song to that 70s show. And also in the last few years, a lot of their songs have made various soundtracks, and in the last couple of years there was a great documentary called Nothing Can Hurt Me, which sort of revived a bit of interest in them. They were a band from Memphis, and they consisted of Alex Chilton, who was in the Box Tops, and Chris Bell, who was sort of a very young songwriter. They recorded 2 very strong commercial albums that just didn't sell, and so the third album, when that rolled around, everything had kind of gone to shit by then, and so the third album is really just the sound of everything falling apart. I can't remember exactly when I first bought Big Star's third album, but I think it was in my late teens, and I know I didn't get it so much at first. I remember I was being more attracted to the covers on the Rykodisc version, like there's a version of the Kinks, Till the End of the Day, and there's a cover of the Velvet Underground's Femme Fatale. Chilton's originals were a bit too kind of dark and frightening and grim for me, but I think as I entered my 20s and sort of, dealt with the shit that life throws at you, and being a sort of introspective person in general, somewhere along the line, the album sort of clicked, and it became a major soundtrack to my life. It's a very grim album. It's a very despairing album, and I've gone through some very dark times in my life, and times when I have images in my head that accompany those songs. I recall being out and stumbling through dark streets drunk and having the song Nighttime playing. I recall being in a bedroom with a girl and having kangaroos, despairing but darkly beautiful soundscape accompanying that. And it's an album that gradually became a major part of my life until probably in my mid-20s. I would be the one that would single out as my favorite album. The song Kangaroo I would single out as my favorite song. I've introduced the album and played it to people over the years. It's an album that gets a variety of different reactions. I've got a number of friends that really do love that album, but I mentioned before about playing Kangaroo to a girl in the dark once, and her reaction to it was the saddest fucking thing she'd ever heard in her life. And I never really considered that. Like, I think for me, the album and that song has a real beauty to it, and when I talk about it being this kind of despairing album and an album full of allusions to death, the music itself is so sadly beautiful that it isn't a wallow, it isn't just a slog. There is something really beautiful about it that sort of assists you. But when she said that, it did make me realize that it is an incredibly sad album. It's not an album you can play to just anybody. I've had a number of girlfriends which I don't think I've ever even played the album to. It's a very personal experience listening to the Sister Lovers. I think I have a lot of personal, emotional investment in the album, and if you put it on just any time, you're gonna immediately permeate the room with this incredibly sad, melancholy mood. So you've really got to, pick when you're going to listen to it. But I think that's what makes it such a personal experience. Yeah, so Big Star's the Big Star's third album is an extremely personal album. It's an album that will mean something different to every person. I mean, even just down to the fact that the track list was never completed. It's an album that's forever in a state of flux. So I think, you could go away, you could create your own version of the album. It's whatever you want it to be. It's such a mysterious and dense album that I think it would mean something different to every single fan of it. So.